Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian.is Weirdo. So today we're still working on whips. Surprise, surprise! It's summer of whips. Let's see. Oh God! If I just feel like that glowing light behind me is just too damn bright. I gotta change that. It's bugging the fuck at me. Okay, is that better? Is that less like, oh my God, my eyes? Yeah, okay, that's a lot better. Okay, so today I'm working on I'm gonna be working on my coffin top, and you can join me if you like. And cool. Jelly might come up. I might have my mysterious son, who's a little less involved in my videos, come up and hang out. Oh my gosh. If I look like I am tired, worn out, did a lot of stuff today, maybe worked out, all of those would be accurate because, yes, they are accurate. um, so, uh, basically, uh, let's see. So I got up this morning, fed the babies, I ate breakfast, and then I just feel like today was kind of a whirlwind of like trying to get stuff done and all of that. Oh, let me look at the chat. I know there's nothing in like the thing, but it's a little hard to read when it does pop up. Oh my gosh, go away. I hate the new restream. Just let me click the button I want. Okay. Just like I feel like I was just doing stuff nonstop all day. I did some cleaning. I went out for a bit. Actually, it was for quite a while. And I just went a couple places because something that feels nice now that I have my Social Security disability income check every month is like um, just like taking some of it, like definitely like I'm saving as much as I can. Um, but like, and please don't tell me how to spend my money. Thank you. But like feeling like just like homey touches because I haven't financially been able to contribute to the house at all for a long time, and so it feels nice to just relax into our space. So I got a set of new throw pillows. They're like a sage green, but they're like a suede, maybe. I don't know. What are you? And it's a removable cover, so if you needed to clean them, although cleaning this material isn't the best, but we have our Mel has her love seat that she prefers to sit in, and it's like a kind of like a foresty green, and then I have my couch, our couch that seats three, and it's light gray. And both those are microfiber, great for spills and also pet hair. So it really matches the. It might be microfiber because it feels pretty much the same, but maybe like a little bit more suede. Who knows? I don't know. I'm really excited because I have some stuff getting here tomorrow. Um, uh, one of which is I know there's one thing that I can't mention on here um, that that I'm getting tomorrow. And now my mind is like totally blank. It's like, no, we're not gonna work because I keep on thinking. So I ordered some like leather tools. Hey Zach, welcome in. Did you continue to have a good birthday? So tomorrow I'm getting my furls. I was like, I knew there was something relevant to what we were doing. I'm getting my furls hooks that I ordered for their birthday during their birthday sale. So I'm super excited about that. I ordered a handful of hooks just because a lot of them, like the Cancer Zodiac hooks, were like great trans pride hooks. So I was like, I kind of feel like I have to at least get some. But I was really afraid of getting like one hook because if you've seen like the like most furls, they have different con- congratulations on sneezing. Just get it out if you need to. But with the with the swirls of the resin, you can get a bunch of different ways that it can look. And some of them I didn't feel like looked as like looked more like trans pride colored than others. So I wanted to make sure I got a couple hooks so that I could definitely get one that was like my trans pride hook. I'm so excited. So I'm going back and doing my starting work again on this project. I haven't worked on this in a couple days, so it feels nice to get back to that. That's not the right stitch. Okay. Oh, how long have you been wrong? Right, that one was right at least. Okay. Sometimes I lose focus and I'm like, okay. So, yes. With that, especially, I did want to, so Nightbot just dropped the Stitch of the Month link. This is a stitch that I definitely think that you could do. It's very beginner friendly. If you can single crochet, and you can do a slip stitch, which, is if you can do a single crochet, I have strong confidence that you can do a slip stitch. You can do an extended single crochet, which basically is doing all the steps of a single crochet except your first part of it, you do a slip stitch and then you do a single crochet on top of it. It looks really beautiful and you can make some really beautiful things with it. So if you are interested in doing Stitch of the Month, I would really like to see if you make anything with it. But no pressure if you've got other things to do, or if you just don't want to do it, that's cool too. I feel like I'm gonna rip out this entire row. I just don't have the feeling that this is right. It was a coworker's birthday today, so they sent me home with the leftover cupcakes. Not sure why, but not complaining. Well, yeah, that's a great thing. Yeah, it looks like I just did a single crochet here. Yeah. Sometimes the pain in the ass about going back and forth between projects is that if you get like in the groove with one stitch, it's really easy to kind of lose the groove and start doing switching up your stitches like I did just now. So yeah, just give it a try. Practice, and if you do like one row of it, like 10 stitches, like that's cool too. Like exactly what I do in the video. There's also a lot of people who are better at instructing. So if you don't like the video that I did, feel free to watch another video. It's not going to hurt my feelings as long as you have fun learning it. So check it out, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's cool too. This stitch is actually an extended half double crochet. So you do a half double crochet, but then you do a slip stitch right before it. So it adds to that height just a little bit. Hi, Lydia. Welcome in. So I've had some things on my mind that I'm kind of not quite sure how to address. Just based on my experience on YouTube as of late, like there's always something on YouTube that kind of can crawl under your skin a little bit, and I'm not really sure if or how I want to talk about it. I guess just like, yeah, I don't really know because I don't want to like point anyone out because I don't believe that anyone necessarily has any like intentional like malicious intent. So all I'll say is, well, I'll say a couple things. One, please be nice to the other people in the chat. Please be nice to me if you want to. If you want to be hateful, I'd rather you be hateful towards me than someone in the chat, because they didn't sign up for that. And I mean, I didn't really sign up for it either, to be honest, but I just really encourage people to be nice, and also recognize that sometimes and oftentimes your tone is not able to be understood through through your chat. So sometimes people might interpret it a different way. So just try to be gentle with your words. Um, I'm not asking anyone to like police their words. I'm just asking you to be empathetic and gentle with people. And I don't feel like that's too much to ask of a lot of people. But I've had some people be kind of nasty to other people in the chat, and I've not really known what to do in the moment. And after the fact, I felt really terrible because I felt like I should have stood up and said something, but I didn't really know how to say it. So, like, please, like, and, like, I just don't really like to see that. And I don't want to start having to like ban people from my channel because maybe they don't realize how they're sounding, but maybe how some people would interpret it would be them being mean. Because there's a bunch of people here of all different abilities and um, and cultures and experiences. Yeah, exactly that. And like all we can do is try to be respectful and try to like understand someone else's point of view. You can disagree with people all you want, but you don't have to be nasty about it. We strongly encourage, by we I mean me, but also everyone who regularly participates in the chat, dialogue, conversation, even debate, like about things that are, debate worthy. But there are things that I don't feel like are debate worthy, and like specifically surrounding like people's rights and stuff like that. Not that this has happened, but I just want to like, we're swinging wide with this one. So, but like the like disagreeing with people, if you disagree with someone, that's okay. You can choose to say something, you can choose not to, but be respectful. And I would caution people about thinking that they know everything about a person based on what they know of a person online. I think this is true of people who are on any form of social media, any kind of entertainment or YouTube, whatever. Like, you only know what people let you in on. So don't think you know people's lives. Don't think you know people's whole stories. So if you want to get to know people more and you want to learn more, you can ask questions in a space that is appropriate. Sometimes here's the place, sometimes here's not the place. You can always ask, hey, is this an okay place to ask this? Blah, blah, blah. But, you can always ask that, but please be respectful. Now, there have been multiple times recently that I have tried to stop conversations going into places that I was not comfortable with. And I've literally been like, let's change the conversation. And like nobody listened and the conversation kept going. And I did not know what to do. And I'm not like, I know I kind of have this like stream of consciousness thing where I like talk and I like with, the the filter from my brain to my mouth is like non-existent. So I don't really even think things. They just come out of my mouth and we react to them in real time. So when someone else does something like that, I don't necessarily know what to do all the time. And sometimes I don't react the way that I ideally would react. You know what I'm saying? Like someone does something in your chat and you're like inside, but your face is like, I don't even, I've tried to be, yeah, exactly. If someone says change the subject, anybody, whether it is the host, whether it is someone in the chat, just be respectful of people's boundaries. Everyone has their reasons. I think that the perception that everyone is overly sensitive about every single thing is just so far removed from what's actually happening. And thanks, Nightbot. Very, very timely. No. um, but but if anybody is like, you know, if anybody needs to take a break from the conversation, obviously, they can leave. It's a little bit more challenging when you're, doing your weekly live or whatever you do, whatever your schedule is, or if you have a schedule or whatever. Oh my gosh, Nightbot, read the fucking room. Oh my gosh. Oh, I think there's gonna be another one too. Oh, I'm sorry, Nightbot. Like, eh, um, come into my life. It's just like, yeah, exactly. And you do make people feel really comfortable. Both of you do. And like honestly, like I don't go many places where I don't feel comfortable, but there have been some situations lately, unfortunately, that people have not respected my boundaries or other people's boundaries when I just was like, no, like either a soft or hard no. It was a no regardless, and people did not check in with the situation. And that is not a good sign because that's not the kind of environment that any of us want to breed, right? So, or be in. And, a couple, more than one time, you know, uh, in the past, who knows how long, I've been like, shit, should I just take a break from YouTube? Because I kind of can't take people. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't really said anything about how I've been feeling, so maybe I should just kind of say something. So, um, that's been like a big thing is like, if you uh, can tell someone's uncomfortable maybe by their face, their actions, their words, or they I think Lydia was saying wow about the host having to say like, can we change subjects, but I don't know. um she can clarify if that's incorrect. I think Nightbot just got in the way of a bunch of those messages, so it got a little hard to read. Sorry about that. I made those timers. I'm sorry. Um, so yes, I feel like the big things I like want people to take away is like I want this to be a comfortable space for everyone, even for people who disagree with me. Um, Especially for people who disagree with me, because that's how we build bonds and build relationships is, hey, maybe we're gonna find out something about someone's life that's different from our own, and we'll be able to learn and grow from that as humans. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. Why would I not want that? And maybe we still have different opinions at the end of the day. That's okay too. Um, uh, so, um, so it's okay to disagree, but if it, like, if you like, I've had some experience with people thinking that they are like the superior, the better, the right one, the whatever in certain situations in the chat. And I've just been like, okay, like do whatever you want. like I'm kind of reminded of a situation where someone like this is totally unrelated, right? But it's relevant to the story because I can say it without because I really don't want to point fingers at anyone on YouTube. Like I don't feel like that's necessary. Like it hasn't gotten to that point yet, but there's been some things that have made me uncomfortable, situations that have made me uncomfortable, not necessarily like people that I want to call out, right? So, but like, so let me relate it to another story. So I'm in many crochet groups. I can say groups. Um, I am groups. Uh, but so uh, I am in a crochet group, and someone was asking about blocking acrylic yarn. For those of you who don't know, blocking is a way to form, flatten, shape yarn that has been crocheted or knit or however whatever fiber art you're doing into a particular shape, right? And so someone was asking about blocking acrylic yarn. Well, acrylic is made out of plastic, and so someone now with some yarns you can do what's called a wet block, where you wet them, you pin them on a board or on a piece of foam or whatever, and then they will dry and then they will retain their shape. You cannot do that with acrylic because acrylic is formed into its shape because it's plastic. So you have to apply heat to acrylic yarn to properly to change its shape at all. So everyone, including myself, was like, if you're going to block this, you're going to need to steam the piece with an iron. You'll want to use a low temperature that is appropriate for synthetic um, fibers, but you need heat. You cannot block without heat. And like you can put like a rag on top, or like a towel on top and iron through that, or like, you know, whatever. Like there were different suggestions on how to do it. Basically, like for me, like I spritz mine with a spray bottle, and then I also have like the steam setting, but I have it on a low temp, so I'll like steam. I'm making sure that sucker is wet because I'm not trying to melt it. Well, this one person specific, there were probably 50 comments. 48 of them said that you need to steam block it. And this one person came after me specifically, and I'm sure there were other people in other comments trying to say that you can't do that, can't use heat on plastic, whatever. But this person was specifically mad at me for having said that, and was saying that I was going to melt the plastic. And I was like, I literally have just done this. I know it has worked for me. If you're not comfortable doing it, then you don't have to. And then they're like, you're gonna burn the plastic, and like you're gonna ruin your piece, and you're telling this person to ruin their piece and all this stuff. And I was like, look, because I was like, what the hell, where did this come from? You're so angry about something you don't even have to do. Like, it's not even your post. Like, it wasn't even that person's post. And so they got mad about that, and I was like, look, I'm not coming into your yarn room lighting your entire stash on fire. Do it or don't do it. Do it on a test piece of fabric that you crochet up that you don't give a shit about. Try it out, see if you like it. If you don't like it, don't do it. Like, I'm not asking anyone to like sacrifice all of their yarn or all their life or anything. And I'm not asking them to do anything. I'm just saying this is what I believe to be true. Take it or leave it. Do what you want with that information, right? And this person was very mad that I would even suggest it. And the thing is, I didn't make them do it. So the whole reason I brought that up is that people will suggest things here. I'll get to your question, Lydia, in a second. People will suggest things here. Maybe you know that they won't work. Maybe you think that they won't work. Maybe you have doubts. Maybe you're confused as to how it would work. If any of those, or maybe you agree, no matter the situation, you should be respectful. And there's a respectful way to disagree, to ask questions, all of those things. That person didn't need to yell at me because I gave a suggestion to a question that someone asked, right? And so it needs to be the same in here, where we are going to talk like civilized fucking people, even if we don't, even if we talk like sailors, we burp and fart like sailors, according to Zach. And you know, all of those things, like, we're still gonna be respectful at the end of the day. That is the bare minimum I'm asking of the people watching this. It's not that difficult to be respectful, even if you disagree. Especially if you disagree, you have to work on communicating well. Okay, so hey, China, we're talking about when we disagree, how to be respectful, because some people in previous chats have been a little disrespectful. And I'm saying, just because you don't agree with someone doesn't mean you have to bite their fucking head off. You disagree, you can respectfully talk about your disagreement. You can pull sources. You can say, hey, I just tried this. Try it on something that you don't care. Like, who cares what it's about? Be respectful. Don't be a fucking dick, because I don't want to have to deal with that anymore. Like, I'm just gonna tell you, like, I shouldn't, so be respectful. And that includes, if people are uncomfortable in the room, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't, I said it nicely the first time around, but I'll just say it plainly now. If people tell you to stop talking about a subject that's not appropriate, stop talking about it. Period. Crazy, right? Sorry, that was right when you came in, China. China, I don't know why when you came in, I felt amped up already. And so I was like, I gotta get going. I don't know. China, you do this to me. We vibe off of each other. Maybe you don't vibe off of me, but I vibe off of you. So but yes, so like, please just don't, there's no reason to be hateful over these types of things. And really most things, right? Like, I'm not here trying to take away your fundamental right, telling you you can't wet block acrylic yarn, you know. Actually, I was saying the opposite. I was saying that you can wet block acrylic yarn. Um, so so I'm not taking your fundamental rights. I'm not taking away your rights to get married or to vote or to, you know, own property or fucking whatever. Like, I'm not taking away those things. Like, there are so many important things in the world, and you're getting your panties in a twist about me wet blocking fucking acrylic yarn. Priorities, bitch. Okay, sorry. I got amped up. Amped up again. Woo! Woo! Okay. But anyways, Lydia, you asked a question. You asked, how do I block my projects? The answer is, I don't, as much as possible, because I hate blocking my projects. I just really dislike the process. So I don't really have anything that really requires blocking. I don't do granny squares hardly ever, because it's just not my thing. Now, there are some projects that I will have to block, and for that I will, and because I use primarily acrylic yarn, because it's the most affordable, the most readily available to me, and I don't have a lot of money. All of those factors combined, I will wet block it. So for that, I have an ironing board. I have an iron that has adjustable settings. I will keep it on, and it says the type of fiber that you can use it on. So it goes from like synthetic all the way up to like cotton and like different like super high heat. It has a little steam thing so it can a steam nozzle so you can steam things with it. So what I'll do with my projects, so I will you can't tell right now because it was so humid and rainy like off and on today that my hair just like no matter what I put in my hair was like bye. No, we're just gonna like frizz up and be absolutely atrocious for you. So so um so if I do have to wet block my acrylic yarn, what I will do is I have a spray bottle that I use for my hair that is more of like a mister. And it's really good for hair, but there are a lot of spray bottles. Really, you just don't want anything that's going to be just like a stream of water. You want to kind of have like it lightly damp, right? Because if it's super wet, then like that's just you're just asking for a lot of it's just you're overdoing it. Hair is the same way. Yeah, it's like you can style your hair all cute and you're like, yes, yes, yes. And then you go outside and you're like, you're just like, I didn't want to have an afro today, but I don't know. So like, cause I have what, like 2C hair, but I have my hair texture itself is a Z pattern, which is I don't know what that's about. No one asked me. Like I don't have a Z curl, like or like coil. It's not a coil. It's like it's just Z pattern hair. I don't have that. But if you feel my hair, it's coarse, and it's coarse because it's little Z's. But the overall curl pattern is a 2C. So I'm like 2C, 3A, I don't know. So yeah, so if you're working on an acrylic project, you wanna spritz it with water. You don't need it soaking wet. You don't need anything like that. And then you're not trying to boil it. You're just trying to get it damp. You want to, if you have your iron with your steam setting, you want to make sure that your iron has water in it. You want to use the lowest heat that you possibly can. It's always better to start small with things and build up. Like, let's say there wasn't enough heat to properly get it to the place you wanted to block it the first time. You can kind of work it and block it more and more and more until the shape you want, rather than going full blast with your heat and melting your project. Because you can melt acrylic. You absolutely can melt acrylic. There's no lie in that statement. But if you use low heat and there's moisture, then the steam is going to help. So I'll have it damp and then I'll press the steam button and then I'll gently, quickly, relatively quickly, just kind of like that, move along my project. Now you also have to be careful about what your project is made out of. Like, let's say you have a yarn like this. So this is Red Heart. Oh, it's sorry, it's caught up. This is my secret project for my Stitch of the Month. So this is Red Heart Super Saver in the color metallic in the color black gold. So you can see that gold metallic right there. So this has a much higher chance of getting royally messed up because this plastic is so thin. It just doesn't have a lot of protectant to it. So I would be very cautious, do a test sample with a yarn like this, because I would just not know. And maybe like using like a wet, like a damp towel over it and then, ironing over that. Maybe that could help steam it so that you wouldn't have the iron directly in contact with it. You would just have to try some different things. There's a lot of good videos out there, much better. That's how I learned everything I know. So there's people who know more than me, believe it or not. But yeah, so in case you don't know what this project is, so I saw this pattern, and let me see if I can. I know I have my whatchamacallit. My video might act a little funny. Does that sometimes when I go onto different tabs. So I have my works in progress. Is it on my docs or is it on my... Actually, is it in sheets? I probably just did this in a in a here it is. So I can drop the link for the pattern that I am using. So when I started this project, I was going to make it as the candy bowl that it is intended to be. And then I started making it and I was like, whoa, this is really big. I guess I didn't quite check out how freaking big this was. So that is a link to the pattern. So it's a candy bowl. It's a coffin-shaped candy bowl that you... I wanted to have something on the side of my desk so that I could put like hooks and notions and things in there. But this sucker's huge. And I'm about to show you how huge I am because y'all know that I'm not very tiny. So it's the base is a coffin, and then you build up the sides and like dividers and stuff. So this is the coffin. So what I'm thinking about doing is making it into like one of those little strappy tops with all those little straps and shit in it. Because I think that could be cute. I don't know. We'll see how it works around this body, because this body makes a lot of things work. Not in a good way. Sometimes in a good way? Nah, not really. So yeah, and I'm just using an acrylic yarn, a gray acrylic yarn that I got from Walmart about a million years ago. It's no longer sold, so I don't feel like it's super helpful to tell, you know, what yarn it is. Okay, what did I do here? Oh my gosh, can you hear my dog snoring? He's snoring like a little baby bear. See, he can sleep through my ranting because he's used to it. He's like, oh, Dad's going on a rant again. Okay, whatever. That's a typical day for him. But yeah, so I got some nice... So switching topics. So I went out and got some cute things for the house. I got some throw pillows. I got some like... You know how when you go to a hotel and they have like 800 pillows on the bed and you're like, why? Well, I didn't do that. But I was like, I feel like... So here's the thing. Sometimes I sleep in a bonnet. If I've done my hair, it looks cute, and I feel like we can make it like I need it to be... If I have something to do and I care about, I will sleep in a bonnet. Hey, Brandon. We're just talking about people being respectful if they disagree, stuff like that. Being nice in the chat, all that stuff. Being nice to me, you know, but mostly being nice in the chat. Respecting boundaries, things like that. But then getting on to talking about what I did today. So normally, because I don't go anywhere or do anything, I don't really care if my hair is actually that... I don't care really how my hair looks. It just kind of does its own thing, frankly. It's got a mind of its own, and it has not consulted me on how it's going to look any particular day of the week. So normally I don't sleep in my bonnet. I do have one. If you don't know, No. I'm just mentioning it to everyone, because everyone who's been in here uh, been has been briefed. Should have been here when China came in. I just was like, I don't know. China amps me up because China's got an energy that's like electric, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm like, I don't know. China amps me up. It's awesome. But it's not anything that she says. It's like, or like in particular, like she just said, hey, and I was like, oh my gosh, China's here. Like, it just was like on 11. So, um, let me know how to block. What do you, no, don't, um, no, that's fine. No, yeah. Mel, if you don't know what a bonnet is or look like, a sleep bonnet looks like, it's usually a satin or silk if you're really, really fancy. Little space for your hair to protect your hair. It also protects from frizz, keeps product from getting on your pillow. It can be a lot of things for a lot of different people. I love your 5'2", China. But Mel calls me her silky chef when I wear it, which I hope you'll appreciate. Because I do. Now I only see silky chef. The first bonnet I ever got, I accidentally bought a kid's bonnet, and I thought my brain was going to be squeezed out from like, it was just so tight around here. I thought my brain was just going to like, but I don't normally use bonnets, but I do use products in my hair that help it look better the next day, and just like kind of keep it from being as frizzy and as uncontrollable. Yes, I am very bougie. I only use Walmart's finest silk. No. Yeah, I honestly like I no. No. Um but but so I use some things that help protect against humidity to a certain degree. I mean, they help a little bit for sure. Help protect my curl pattern. I kind of moved away from gels, which dried down and get hard. But as you sleep and as you go throughout your day, they kind of start to become more flexible. So they're harder at first, and they become more flexible. Some are really flexible at the beginning. Some are really hard at the beginning. Whatever. Oh my gosh, I keep saying hard, and I'm not thinking about hair. um, but now I've moved more into like mousses and oils and stuff like that. And so like my pillowcase, also I have a satin pillowcase, because again, like, want to keep the hair from being as unruly as possible. So I have a satin pillowcase, but like satin pillowcases are great for hair. They're supposedly great for skin. But like if you drool in the night, you will see it. If you get anything on that pillow, you will see it. And that includes your hair products. So I literally spent I I don't know how long scrubbing my my pillow, which is like white with like a blue floral pattern because my wife is real fancy and I wanted something that looked, because I would have just gotten black, like I just would have gotten black, but she likes something a little lighter, brighter, little patterns here and there. I don't know what these crab hands are doing. But also I wanted something that would hide my hair dye relatively well, and so I thought a pattern would help break it up more than a solid color would, because sometimes the color just bleeds a little bit, sometimes it bleeds a lot. When I had my hair bright yellow, oh my gosh, it bled so much. So I was scrubbing my pillow with a variety of different concoctions that I found on the internet for all different types of things that would have ended up on my pillow. Hair products, hair dye, drool, what have you, skin oils. And so I'm trying to get to that place where I'm back to having a relative. Okay, back to, how I was like, hotels, they have a bunch of pillows. Well, I thought it would make our bed look nice because, like, we just have kind of like just like little flat, like practical sleeping pillows. And so I thought it would be nice to get those like big, like just one, like a set of like those, like the bigger pillows. Also, I love pillows, and I don't need that many pillows in like they have in hotels. That's ridiculous. I'm not a monster. But like 2 pillows, okay, that's probably my max. I mean, the big one, I mean, maybe I'll just sleep on the big one. Who knows? Who knows? But I got big pillows, and they're cream colored. They look real. I mean, they were the cheapest ones. Let's be honest. They were the cheapest ones that they had at Marshalls. But I bought them, and really cute. But cream next to what used to be white is no longer white. Um, is Joseph and the very off-putting multicolored dream pillowcase. That's a lot of things. Really was disgusting looking. It was so gross. So I was like, okay, well, we're cleaning the pillow. We're really cleaning the pillow tonight. So watched a bunch of videos, and hopefully it looked better before I did like a big long pre-treat. It's in the washer right now, should be ready, and then I can toss it in the dryer for a little bit. Luckily it dries really fast, so that's nice. But so I got that. So just like, it's nice to get like little nice things, because because I'm disabled, I haven't been able to contribute to our household like financially, like at all. So really it's just like what we had before I was disabled. Like, so as things have broken down and stuff like that, it's just like, oh well, hopefully we'll make this work and things like that. And so it just feels nice to kind of like revamp the space a little bit. It feels like a little bit of a breath of fresh air. And especially coming out of treatment a couple weeks ago, it just feels really nice to feel like the space is kind of refreshed a little bit. So it might be a little silly, but let's say I do it like once every. Have I ever done something like this? I mean, when we lived in Charlotte, I probably. No, I mean, I didn't really buy. I don't know. I'd occasionally see something that I'd be like, that would be cool, but it was always like an affordable item. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely been since we lived in Charlotte and I was employed. So that's what, like 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, 4 years. I don't know. It's been a while. So if I treat myself every once in a while and try to make a space that's a little bit more like homey and inviting, why not? I also got new bath mats. Hella excited for that. But I needed to because uh, like like my I have a friend who's from Latvia, and he always says that he's from Poke Russia because he's so close. Latvia is so close to Russia that you can do like Poke, and that's Russia. So my bath mat was Poke black mold. like it was like it was disgusting. It you could wash it a million times. You could treat it with, I don't know, an atomic bomb, and it would still be as nasty as it was. There was no saving it, and it was really just like a cheap one that had been in this house probably since my parents bought it when I was in 8th grade. Good God, how long ago was that? Oh my gosh. So anyways, um, uh, it's been here a while, and uh, it's it was time. Um, so I got a set of bath mats. Just like, it's simple things, y'all. Like some like treating yourself doesn't have to be buying a lot like I did today. But it doesn't have to be very expensive things. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be buying yourself anything. It can be moments. It can be experiences. It can be all of these things. And just like treating yourself to like certain things from time to time can feel so nice. It's like a balm for your soul. And I know that's like a dramatic thing to say, but like I can't tell you what like it means to be like, I bought new bath mats today and I'm fucking excited about it. And I know that makes me probably like the second to last or second to most lamest person on the face of this earth. I don't know who the first is, but there's got to be someone lamer. I'm not taking first place on this one. That's a competition I don't need to win. But I know that might sound silly, but like, have I been wanting bath mats for a really long time? Yeah. And did I get to buy them today? Yes. And that was really awesome. And I'm really happy and fortunate that I could. So enjoy the little things, y'all. Yeah, I spent $10 on them. Yeah, and I understand that, Zach. I'm the same way, but I'm also the exact opposite. It's just really tricky, because I'm very impulsive. So I feel like very euphoric when I buy something, but then like afterwards, I feel bad that I spent it and I shouldn't have done it. And it doesn't matter if it was like 50 cents. Like it would have just I shouldn't, if I didn't need it, I shouldn't have bought it. And so I like I feel bad about a lot of my impulse buys, which I shouldn't feel great about them, but also like I'm really struggling. I'm really trying to focus on not doing that anymore or as much anymore, and I've gotten so much better, y'all. I can't tell you how much it's gotten better. However, I am struggling that I have had a resurgence of impulsivity with money since I started getting disability, and I think I actually got my first check in May. And like I have money for the first time in a long time. It's like, wow, it's wild. And so now I'm like, oh shit, I gotta reel it back in. Night, Lydia. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's a nice thing. And it's, I know some people, material items is not how they make their home feel homey. And for the most part, that's not how I make my home feel homey, home. But sometimes it just feels nice. And I did a video, I think it was 2 weeks ago, on cleaning things that I had that I really liked. And because I've been cleaning a lot, and just really getting into the carpet and getting all that fucking dog hair out of the carpet was such a good feeling for me. And if I did not have the cleaning tools that I did, I don't think I would have ever been able to clean the carpet like I did, because I use a specific tool that's made for getting dog pet hair out of carpets. So those things, it's just some people don't need much and some people don't want much. Some people want more than they can have, and I did 3 rows on single crochet today, but I frogged it because I had a wave at the bottom. Okay. Was it wavy at the top or just at the bottom? Because sometimes it can be hard to get tension in your chains. Right. So I do find that if I try to keep my chains, if I keep the speed consistent, one thing that I found that's the easiest way to fix chain tension is to so that's your chains, yeah. Is to just chain at the same speed. If you're going fairly slow, keep going fairly slow. Don't try to speed up, then you put it down, you slow down, and then you speed up. Because I do find that for me does change my tension in my chain, so maybe that will help a little bit. And then once you get a little bit more, because this was really hard for me. Maybe it wouldn't be as hard for you, but it was definitely something that was challenging for me. But learning to do a foundation single crochet where you don't have to do, or it's like it's a chainless foundation single crochet. It's the proper term, I think. Somebody tell me the proper term. I can't. But basically, like, instead of like making a chain and then turning and doing single crochets, hey Nifty, uh, we talked about good YouTube etiquette before, but you're an expert, so yeah. But basically, I've just there to fill you in. I'm telling everyone who comes in. I'm not targeting anyone. But just so you know, at the beginning of the video, I did kind of say that there had been some stuff in the chat that I wasn't super happy about, and I hadn't said a lot about at the time, and because I didn't really know what to say. But I just really implore everyone to be respectful, even if people have different opinions than you. Please be nice to people. Keep in mind that people don't always know your tone. Again, this is not targeting anyone in particular. I'm saying it to everyone. And like, just like, if people have different opinions, like, it's okay to, agree to disagree about the like mostly like menial shit that we talk about here, right? Like, it's not like we're not, if we're talking like civil rights and like, who deserves them, who doesn't, less good to agree to disagree, because that's a bit of a one. But uh and then there's something else. I forgot what the other thing was. I tried to say it at the top. It was two things. Don't be mean. Be respectful. I think that was kind of like the main thing that it revolved around. If I forget something, please somebody just fill in the blanks. But yeah. I'm just saying that to everyone. Just because I've seen some stuff in the chat and I don't always respond because I don't know how to respond right away. And then after after the stream, I'm like, oh, I should have said something, but I didn't know what to do, and it just puts me in this. It puts everyone in this weird, awkward, like, what should we do position. So yeah. So I just kind of wanted to say something because I was even like, I was like, I might take a break from YouTube because some people are just kind of grating on me. But I had never said anything about it, so how would they know that maybe their tone was perceived one way or something or other? So that's why I wanted to bring it up. I didn't want to point anyone out. I'm not calling anyone out. This is just kind of a general, like, we want this to be a really open conversation, safe space, and that's really the bottom line here, is that oh, and if did the lights flicker or did my brain flicker? Does anyone else have that happen and they just feel like they're going crazy? I feel like the lights might have flickered. But also, if someone in the chat or myself says, let's change the topic because they are uncomfortable with talking about something, we're going to change the topic. Like, that's going to be just like how it goes. Like, that has to be how it goes. And I know that someone who is visiting may be like, you know what, I can't be in here, I need to leave. It's a little bit harder for me if I'm here, because me leaving, kind of me being like, fuck everything, click, kind of not always like the best cute look for me. But I don't always look cute. That's just how it happens sometimes. And but yeah, so but if you find just read the room, like I'm very expressive. My face will tell you most of what you need to know. But also if I simply say, if I say no, whether in a soft, like, hey, let's change subject, or do not talk about that in a very firm way, we need to change subjects. We need to not talk about that. That's just how it needs to be. Because that happened pretty recently. Actually, it's happened pretty recently multiple times. And I, on my channel and on other channels, and I was so uncomfortable. I thought I was going to burst into flames. Don't be a dick. Yeah, exactly as China said. Don't be a dick. It's pretty simple. You can sit on one, you can put it in your mouth. Don't be one. Sorry. Okay, Zach said, I'm gonna get it. I got doubters out there, but I'm gonna prove them wrong. That's the right attitude, Zach. Honestly, I think that, for me, chains are never gonna be perfect. This is my truth. My chains are never gonna be perfectly uniform. Especially, be nice, don't be a dick. Yeah, I like that. I like that amendment. So chains are always gonna be a little. I'm sorry if Nightbot throws up on y'all. Nightbot has been on one, and I'm still learning how to use Nightbot properly. But I'll tell you, Zach, chains, my chains aren't uniform perfectly. I've learned to adapt over time. Some people change their hook sizes. If they know that they have tight tension, or if they know they have loose tension, they change their hook size from their project hook size, so that they can work easier into their hook. That's one option. Keeping the speed at which you go might help. But honestly, working on your tension, I find, is much easier if you're working on the project than in the chains. So, trying to get your chains perfect and then going to your project is a lot harder than just getting to a project. This is me speaking personally. You can do whatever you want. But I would say, next time you get to 3 rows and you're like, I don't know about these chains, they don't really usually matter that much, in my experience. But everyone's different. You can learn to crochet and crochet however you want. That's the beauty of it. It's art. Art literally does not have to look like one thing. It doesn't. That's the thing. So do it however it makes you happy. The top was straight. That's a plus. That's a big deal. If the top is straight, great. If the sides are straight, even better. If the bottom's straight, bang, bang, boom, you got the trifecta. But that's stitches hide a lot of mistakes. Exactly. Exactly. Don't I know it? And once you get more skilled, you get to learn techniques on, if you made a mistake a couple rows back and you have more stitches than you need, you learn to figure out what you need to frog, what you don't need to frog, that type of thing. Some people frog every single mistake that they can find. Me, as little as possible, personally. Just personal preference. But literally no one's buying things from me because they're perfect. It's not what. And granted, I only sell packers mostly, even though I list a bunch of things. Nobody's really interested in those, apparently. But not trying to be a pity party. But I say don't get stuck on the minor details, and I would say the chain, for me, is a minor detail. But you have to do what's right for you and your learning process. Now, one way to avoid doing chains is to, like I said, to do chainless foundation single crochet. It is challenging to pick up. At least it was for me. Everyone else can speak to their own experience. But this is, it's really cool because instead of doing a chain and then a row, I think I got sidetracked when I talked about this earlier. And then your turning chain, and then a row of single crochets. What you do is you do a single crochet and a chain all in one little situation right there. And it also is really stretchy, because chains are not stretchy. Once you start putting stitches in them, they do not, your chain will not stretch. Actually, your chain won't stretch really much, even without chain, even without stitches. So for like brims of my hats and stuff, if I'm doing a bottom up hat, I do prefer to do a chainless foundation single crochet. I'd be happy to send you a link. It is more challenging, but just because it's challenging doesn't mean you can't learn it. In fact, that makes it all the much more rewarding when you do. So let me find this video for you. Sorry if my video or my audio is like... I'll try to find the video that I watched, but who knows. I always kind of like one that has like a variegated yarn. This one has a variegated yarn in the picture, but it looks like a solid yarn in the example. Watch for a second. That's definitely not the one I saw. I don't know what it is. If I see a video where they start the video with make sure you like and subscribe and hit the bell and fucking tattoo the channel name on your forehead, I'm like, you have not done anything yet. Like, slow your roll. Is anyone else like that? Is it just me? This video is probably as good as any. Actually, I know I watched this one, but I think I might have watched it after I already learned how to do it with a single crochet. So start here, and if you want to try this, it's a great way to get things a little bit more even, because you'll be confused the whole time. You're gonna make so many mistakes probably if you're anything like me. I made so many mistakes, and just mistakes that I don't even know how I was even possible. Yeah, they're so nice, aren't they, Brandon? Yeah, but like, so I know for me, like when I do like a bag a day pattern, like bag a day's patterns always fit, because bag a day, like if they're bottom up, then like they always are too tight on my head. They're usually perfectly sized everywhere else, but they, like if I start at the brim, they are too tight. So usually what I'll do is whatever stitch I'll do a foundation stitch of that, or a chainless foundation, whatever, with that. And that is really helpful, because this method you can actually apply to other stitches, and it's really cool. And it is nice and stretchy. So it's really great, because then you can, then you don't get that tightness of like, oh my gosh, it's gonna squeeze my brain out. And I really like that. So that is, for me, was more difficult to learn. I will admit, like probably had to watch it about 10 times to get like, yeah. It took me a while. I don't even know how to quantify how long it took me, but it took me a while. But yeah, I encourage you to check that out. Oh my gosh, does the link that I drop have cum in it? Oh my god, it does. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like a 12-year-old boy. But I am the last thing that Nightbot posted was about the stitch of the month. So if you want to add another project to your list, or you want to spice up a project that you're currently working on, the stitch of the month for July of 2024 is the extended single crochet. It is very beginner friendly. If you can do a slip stitch and a single crochet, you can do an extended single crochet. Very beginner friendly, very nice looking stitch. I think very underutilized. And so I currently have 2 projects on the hook that are using the stitch. You can use other stitches with it as long as the stitch of the month is the one of focus, if that makes sense. So maybe you need to do some increases or decreases, or you want to add like a little bit more texture or a little less texture here, whatever you want. You can do that. Like, that's cool as long as you have a focus on like the stitch. I really I know Nifty knows this, but what inspired me to pick the extended single crochet, first of all, I've always loved the stitch from the moment I first tried it from a Bag a Day hat that I'm currently working on fixing because I made a mistake. That's one of the projects. If also, I should share that. Let me share that. So I think I messed up my counts, and that's why I had some weird thing happen that I tried to fix, and I just was too lazy. Oh my gosh. I meant to, I was trying to put bod extended single crochet hat video, and I put hate video, and I was like, oh my gosh, this just turned the fucking tides of what I was trying to type. So let's not. But it's a beautiful stitch, but I forget about it, just like I think we all do, right? And because it's underrepresented, right? And then I was watching Kelly's crochet adventures. If you don't know Kelly, Kelly is amazing. Is one of the she was a huge turning point in my crochet journey, and she's just a beautiful human inside and out. And she is making a Sonic the Hedgehog colorwork blanket, which is so crazy good. And she's doing extended single crochet for it. And I have never seen someone do colorwork with extended single crochet. And I was like, oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Now, I'm doing a very small tapestry. I have only done colorwork one other time. I know that with crochet, you kind of need to have something big to get like the cleanliness of lines. So we'll see how it turns out. The hope is that at least we'll have tried something. But I also have this hat that I am doing. That when I saw the bod video, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do that. That's super nice. So granted, mine is rainbow and black. Surprise. I did show it off in the in like my whips video. It's the rainbow one with the small black stripes. That had like it's got it's so like most hats are like that, and mine has like a point. Mine has like a corner at the top. I'm like, what the fuck? What did I do? So I gotta fix that. Hopefully it'll be an easy fix, but we'll see. And yeah, so that is one way. Uh, Zach, if you're still here, and if you wanted to try the extended single crochet and you wanted to do something but you weren't quite sure what you wanted to do, if you feel I know you said that you felt more comfortable doing like that you felt comfortable enough trying some of Bod's videos because she's really good at instructing. This video is no exception. She's great at instructing. I would suggest counting your stitches so you don't end up in my position, but I've never been good at counting my stitches, and I always zone out and make mistakes. That's just who I am. So count your stitches. Don't be me. So, anyways. So, but yeah, Zach, if you want to try that, yeah. If you want to try that hat that I suggested, if you want to try the Stitch of the Month, make yourself a nice little hat, a little beanie or toque. It is very pretty. You can add a stripe to it, like I did. It's like way over there. Or you can keep it one solid color. You can do it in all variegated yarn. However you want to do it. It's just a very pretty hat. And the extended single crochet just looks good. Like it just looks like it. It's just a good looking stitch. So, oh my gosh, Nightbot. Who made you like this? Oh wait, me. But yeah, I've just been talking and holding I'm like, I'm gonna crochet. Just like that. Yeah. So I'm gonna go put my pillowcase in the dryer. I'm gonna take a shower. I did a workout today. I looked everywhere for shoe insoles, and could not find any that would fit me or would give me what I need. Oh my gosh, Nightbot really just went there. Okay, cool, thanks. But that's okay. I did some like leg workouts, and basically what I figured out is that my muscles have basically atrophied from not doing anything at all the time. And so like I was doing like, what was the stretch that I was doing? I don't know. Are the hamstrings the ones on the back of your legs? Like, they were so freaking tight that I was like, they could snap at any time. Like, they might as well be made out of wood because, like, they're just not going anywhere. Like, so the thing about any new habit, including getting back into exercise, is you got to start small and go up from there. Don't try to push it too hard. I've done that way too many times in my life and was out of commission for several days, and then I lost all ambition to work out again. So I just decided to take it slow and, try to keep it simple, listen to my body, be really in tune with my body. But so I lost weight earlier in the year, and apparently all the weight came out of my ass. And I'm like, that's rude. So trying to build up like my legs and ass again to have like some kind of like definition, because I'm just like top heavy, and I'm just gonna, the wind could blow me over because I'm so small and dainty. But I'm gonna let you go on that really unfortunate visual that I'm gonna leave you with. So I hope you have a great evening or morning or whatever. It's probably super late there because it's super late here. I hope you all have a great whatever. And thanks for hanging out with me. Love you lots, and I'll talk to you later.